Well, hey there, friends. I am so excited to share new tools with you. Now, this is something that I'm super passionate about. I love Canva, and I want to tell you, if you're here, it's because you know that you've got to tighten up your brand, the visual parts of your brand, and make your business stand out. So Canva has been one of the things that has truly revolutionized the visual aesthetics of my business. I do not know what I would have done without Canva. So I'm excited to show you some key things about this platform. I've dropped in the comments a link for Canva Pro to get a free 30-day trial for Pro. And I'll also say, if you're a nonprofit, you could also apply for free Canva Pro. Canva, if you research their website, you'll find that as well. So I want to go ahead and dive into the content because I want to give you guys some actionable things that you can do. I'm going to show you what it is, how it works, the difference in the pro version versus the free version. And then also we'll do like a little walkthrough on how to create some of the things. So if you haven't given StreamYard permission to say your name, go ahead and give that. So that way, when you make comments, I'm going to be kind of monitoring the chat and I'll see who you are and I can address your comments. So go ahead and drop in the chat. Tell me where you are. Tell me where you're coming from. And then kind of where you are with Canva. Like, is it new to you? Are you a pro and you're just here to learn some new tips? I'm super curious to know that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and we will dive into the first part of this training. So we're going to talk about making things pretty in Canva. Now, I love when things are on brand. And so making things pretty. What I'm showing you here is a presentation. So I created this in Canva as well. All of my slide decks are always done in Canva. Hey, Marisa, I never, ever, ever create anything in PowerPoint again. PowerPoint is dead to me. So I create all of my presentations in Canva. So that's what today's training is about. So what is Canva? It is a free to use online graphical tool that combines design, photo editing, and layouts to help you create beautifully finished projects. So it's just a platform. You can get it on the internet. There's a great app for it. Again, there is a free version and there is a pro version. So I'm going to show you today lots of cool things that you can create in Canva. So the first thing I want to ask you is, why is your marketing ugly? I sent out that email and it's kind of cool to see like who opens emails, but like 40% of my email list opened an email that said, is your marketing ugly? Or stop using ugly marketing, or whatever the title was. So that tells me that a lot of people think that their marketing is ugly and they don't want it to be. So why is it ugly? Maybe it's because you choose crazy fonts because you are not clear on what your brand fonts are. Every brand should have 3, maximum, I would say 4 fonts for everything that you use. And so anytime someone sees your information, anytime a letter goes out, anytime a flyer goes out, anytime there's a social media post, it should be very clear that that is your brand because you've chosen very clear, specific fonts. So that would be one thing. It's you're using all kinds of crazy fonts. Also, you cut and paste images. Now, some of us, and trust me, 5 or 6 years ago, I thought I was really savvy when I decided to use cut and paste from Google Images. Like, oh my gosh, I found Google Images. I could swipe them and like paste them into documents and they'd have a ugly watermark across it. And I am still seeing stuff for that. Number one, you're not supposed to use Google Images in marketing because those are just images that Google indexes and they're not necessarily yours. But number two, they look terrible. And also your brand imagery is not aligned. Now I'm going to show you some examples because our brand Stretch and Grow, we went through a rebrand it's been almost 4 years now, but oh my gosh, I did not realize how terrible things looked at the time. So check this out. So like, this is our dance and gymnastics. So we did not have any specific colors. I mean, if you look a little more closely at this, you'll see we had kids, just like random pictures of kids, not really kids doing anything, not really showing what our classes were. Crazy fonts, crazy colors. We pulled in purple and blue. And I mean, it was just not consistent. When we went through our rebrand, we cleaned up our logos. We took brand photography that aligned with the colors. We had very clear and concise messaging. It wasn't as busy. And so it's crazy what happens when you just take away all the messiness And like, I remember working with my brand strategist. You may have heard me talk about her. Her name is Hillary Hartling. She was just very clear that every time someone sees your stuff, you want it to be very consistent. So like, for example, so many people have sent me birds, right? Because you see my logo, it's up in the corner. There's birds in my logo. What you might not know is the reason there are birds in my logo is because bird is my nickname. Bird has been my nickname for my entire life. So when I decided to come up with my brand, I wanted a bird in the brand. My daughter painted me a picture of my bird brand. You see it always. There are olive branches in the brand because I love peace and I love for my people to be at peace. And so I don't ever engage in any content or conflict that is not peaceful. When people fight and when they want to argue over this point or that point, I want to extend an olive branch because we can agree to disagree, right? And so, in fact, like this right here, it's one of my friends got it for me for my 50th birthday. And it's an olive branch and it came in a blue box, right? It's Tiffany. My friends loved me well. And they bought me a blue box and it had a Tiffany necklace in it for an olive branch because they know that it's part of my brand. Anytime people buy me clothes, if you ever see me speak live or if you ever see me speak here, I'm always wearing blue because blue is a brand color. So very, very consistent on your branding. So whatever your brand stands for, your logos, your fonts, not that you have to wear your brand colors to work every day, but when you're representing your brand, you absolutely should. So that's the difference in seeing what your brand looks like. So that's why you want to be consistent with branding. So in Canva, you can actually create a brand kit. So with Canva Pro, you can create your brand kit here. So I have 3 brands. Now, I will say this, if you have free Canva, you can upload, I believe it's up to 3 colors in your brand. So if you only have 3 colors in your brand, that's okay. But you can look over here along the side corner. And again, I'm going to show you guys, we're going to do an example of what this looks like. So I'll create something live with you so you can see how it's created. But creating your brand kit is really important because you want to save time when you sit down to create something. You don't want to waste your time finding what colors am I going to do with this? What fonts am I going to do with this? That should be very clear. So I have my 3 brand kits. So I've got my speaking brand, I've got my stretch and grow brand, and then our Leaders Lounge brand. So I have 3 brands. And then I also have all of our logos uploaded and our fonts uploaded. So I know every time what it's going to be. And I can change the fonts and the colors across if it's a multi-page document, you can change the fonts and colors, and I'll show you how to do that. So if you're in Canva, make sure that you set up your brand kit because that's going to save you a lot of time and you're going to have that consistency across the board. Okay, Canva Pro Extra, some things you can do. You can upload your own photos. You can upload your own brand fonts. So Canva has many, many, many free fonts, but if they're not your brand fonts, doesn't matter. You need to be able to upload your brand fonts. Or if you're not clear about what your brand fonts are, find that. So your brand kit's important as well. You can also take transparent images. You can take a picture and you can take away the background. So that's kind of cool. Again, you can choose all of your brand colors here. You can create folders. You can set up a scheduler, and then you can do some resizing. And again, Canva Pro can be free if you are a nonprofit. So those are some extras that you can do with Canva Pro. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think I've got 8 things that I use in my business and that you can use in your business as well. So number 1 is you can create workbooks for training. So for the majority of my courses, I have a PDF strategy that goes along with it. So you're watching the videos and then you also have handouts or worksheets to fill out. So if you're anything that you create curriculum-wise, you can create it in Canva. You can upload templates. You can even drag a PDF into Canva. You can upload a PDF and then edit it. So you can actually edit a PDF in Canva. So you get to create your workbooks for training. So I'm not sure if you have workbooks for your teachers, any kind of flyers, handouts, and things like that. But creating strategy flows or workbooks can be super helpful. So that's one thing that you can create. And Stick to Strategy Academy is, if you guys are not on the wait list, make sure you go hop on the wait list. That is our 12-week group coaching program where everything that's in it is made in Canva. And it's a group coaching program for childcare business professionals. We're going to open that in May. So if you're not on the wait list, go grab Stick to Strategy Academy. Okay, you can also create your social media branding. And again, everything is consistent across the board. When I work with my brand strategists, this is one thing that I super learned. Anytime someone looks at your Instagram or your Facebook, they should know without seeing the name of the account what it is. So anytime that you see something that is posted about your school, it should have the same pictures, the same colors, the same font, the same brand aesthetics. So what are you going for? Are you going for educational? Is it Montessori with more monochromatic and natural tones? Are you a nature school, right? Are you a play-based school? Are you wanting colorful and exciting? And do you want the kids playing? Like, what do you want to show the people on your social media? So you're attracting a couple of different people with your social media. So if you're hiring, you should have an employer brand strategy, right? And your employer brand is who you are as an employer. It's your talent attraction strategy. So the messaging when you're hiring is, what is it like to work here? You know, using hashtags like why I work here Wednesday, or my favorite that my team uses is best job ever. So you want to create your social media branding across the board. And I'm going to show you later how you can resize your images. So you can create one image, and then like for Facebook in the certain dimensions of Facebook, then you can create another image for Instagram or another image for your story. So that way you don't have your things cropped off. It's super easy to be able to resize. So you can create things for your social media branding. Okay. The next thing that you can do is event messaging and promotions. Like, so for example, for those of you guys who are on here, you saw that I was advertising a class. There is a certain size of graphic that I need to be able to share a master class or a workshop as an event in Facebook. So you can create that. You go in, you select, this is the template that I want. They've got many, many templates for you to use. So anytime you have event messaging or promotions for your families, you can create this. So let's say, you know, maybe your pre-K graduation is coming up and you want to make sure that you announce that. So you want very clear and clean marketing, again, across all platforms, announcing your pre-K graduation is coming up, announcing maybe you have a job fair, announcing it's time for registration. Maybe you're doing a field day. We're doing lots of field days in our business this time of year. Maybe you want to put that out to your parents so that they can see. So event messaging and promotion, you can use it great. So, but remember, your branding is consistent across the board, which is why I started this training with, make sure you put your brand kit in Canva so that everything, you have that consistency and it's pretty. Okay, next. Maybe you have a catalog for your services. So let's say you want to give an enrollment packet to parents or an employment packet to the schools. You know, I know a lot of things are digital, and you know me, I'm big on digital, but there are times when someone wants to hold something in their hand. So creating a catalog for your services to let them walk through, okay, this is what it looks like in the pre-K room. This is what our enrichment programs look like. So you want to have that consistent flow, and templates are great for this. So you can search templates and find templates. So for example, this is our team building training. So we call our team building training Engaged, and it's a 10-page catalog that explains what is it, how it works, how to sign up for it. So I don't use a lot of paper, but I send this as a digital PDF to my clients who want information about that. So creating a catalog for your services is great. And again, using the templates is super important. And now, if you follow me at all and you know me, you know that I am a huge proponent of ditching your employee manual and creating slide decks for your training. So inside of my course manuals to modules, we use 5 specific slide decks. So I teach my students how to audit, edit, and eliminate the junk from their paper manual and create slide decks just like this one to teach their team. So think in terms of, what if your new employee orientation process was a presentation just like I'm giving you now? You can have your face down here. You can have your face here. You can have your face here. You can have no face at all. You can have your face down here. So you can do lots of different things with your onboarding and orientation. But what if instead of talking live to them every single time and having senior moments like I do and forgetting things, you had this streamlined process? You can use Canva to create your presentations, and you can even record right inside Canva, save it as a YouTube link, and share it with them. So presentations just like the one I'm showing you here are great. And what I'm going to do in a few minutes is I'm going to create a presentation for you live. That's the thing that I'm going to create. So if there's anything else that you want me to create or questions that you have, please drop those questions in the chat, because I want to make sure that we touch on those. Okay, let's take a look at the next thing you can do. marketing, flyers, and or postcards. So if you're sending out marketing to people, like for example, if I'm going to speak at a conference, sometimes people will say, send me your speaker one sheet. They don't go to my website. They just want one sheet to say, okay, what do you talk about? What do you charge? How does this work? And so it's a one sheet. Sometimes when you're emailing information to your parents, you can create the same graphics right inside Canva and email them out. Like, it doesn't have to be on paper. You can use it digitally, or you can use it to print. So if you're creating flyers, you can share that flyer as a PDF, or you can print out the flyer, you can mail it. I mean, I know snail mail is not something we're doing a lot lately, but it's a lot of times it's really effective because people don't expect to get physical marketing pieces in their hands. So you can create flyers, you can create postcards to send out to your community. You can create door hangers. So there are lots of physical marketing pieces that you can create right inside Canva. And the cool thing is you can create those digital pieces to share. And then all you have to do is resize it right in Canva and create the exact same thing for the paper handouts, for printing. And you can even print through Canva. I don't usually use Canva to print. I usually use a company called Print Runner because it's more inexpensive, but you can create those things in Canva as well. So let's take a look at thing number 7. Oh, wait, before I go, Kathy Gray. Hi, Kathy Gray has a question. Not sure how to get your brand kit going, have the colors in our logo. What else do I need to do to add it? And how do I use the brand kit? Okay, Kathy, I'm going to come back to that because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that when I go to create this presentation. So hang on, sister. All right, let's move on to number 7. Okay, there we go. Number 7 is easy to follow instructions. Let's say you need your teachers to know, think, and do something specific, and you need them to follow a specific instruction. Instead of giving them written instructions, you can create a step-by-step process in Canva. You can go through, yes. And so whoever asked me if you can upload documents from Google Drive to add extra flair, absolutely you can. What you would do is you would cut and paste the information from Google. Okay, so Control V to cut, or Control C to copy, Control V. You can use your same, or if you got a Mac, I think it's Command V and Command C. But if you're using any kind of word processor document like Word or Google Docs, you can copy and paste the text right inside of Canva, right inside your document. And then you can add graphics and elements and things like that. So yes, you absolutely can take your Google Docs. And in fact, I'm so glad whoever that was that mentioned that, I'm glad that you did, because I create all of my content in Google Docs. I have my super organized folders inside of my Google Docs. I create all the text. That's where I do my brain dump, is inside of Google Docs. And then I organize it, and then I go back and put it into Canvas. So for example, for manuals to modules, I encourage everyone to take your manual, upload it to Google Docs, because it's easy for you to organize, edit. You can team with people on the editing and the auditing and the updating of that. And then you can just simply cut and paste your text right into your Canvas slides. So it's super helpful when you're if you want to use Google Docs and you want to make something pretty, because this is what we know. People like pretty things. People will read pretty things. And what's funny is I've had people comment like on a workbook, they're like, oh, I did the workbook just because it was pretty. And I like pretty stuff. I mean, that sounds so simple and elementary, but people, I mean, especially women, we like pretty things. And when we're drawn to pretty things, we're going to pay attention to pretty things. So if you can make things in your business pretty, you're going to have a better readership rate. I can promise you that. Okay, let's take a look at the 8th thing that you can do. You can create videos. So when we went through to create our Stuck to Strategy Academy video, our promotional video, again, you just select video, and then down here, what you can see, you can't really see what they are, but each frame is a picture. And so you can put music to the video, and then you can drop in pictures. So let's say you wanted to create an end of the year video for your families. You can upload your pictures in Canva. You can find a cool song, royalty-free songs, just Google royalty-free songs or use some of the songs in Canva, and then create a video to show. And you can put text over it. You can put video in there, like your own video. You can put still shots in there. So you can create videos right inside of Canva. And it's really super fun to be able to do. So that is one of the fun things that you can do inside of Canva. Okay, now, those are the 8 things that you can do. Now I'm going to talk to you about creating your images, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So let's take a look at this. So when you open Canva, this is what you're going to see. They're going to give you options with the things you might want to try. So an option is you can just select one of these things. I'm going to show you a Facebook post, or you can go into create design and get your drop down menu to create. Maria, I'm not sure if there is a limit on how long the videos can be. I mean, it depends on your song. It depends on how you want it to go. Now, if you are recording a presentation, it might be a little bit different. But for now, I don't think there's a limit to how long your videos can be. You just have to make sure you have the storage for it. So Facebook post, you're going to click Facebook post. And when you click Facebook post, it's going to come up blank right here. Then over here on the side, you can choose a template. And all you do is click on the template and you drag and drop the template into. So I clicked on this picture right here, Throwback Thursday. I can go and I can add my fonts. I can add my colors. And because I already have my brand kit loaded, all of my brand is right here. All of my brand fonts are right here. You can click your color, but you can change that to whatever you want it to be. So you can customize your template, and then you can resize your template as well. So let's say you wanted to take this from a Facebook post to an Instagram post. If you click Canva Pro up in the top, you can resize it, and you can resize it just like an Instagram post. So now it's the same exact image. And with a click, it can go from a presentation to a folder to an image, whatever works for you. So that is how you resize it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now, and I'm going to go back over into my Canva account, and we are going to create something. So now I'm just going to share my Canva account live. I'm not sharing this from a presentation, so this is live. So if you're taking notes, you want to take notes, grab some notes, and I super hope that this is helpful for you. Okay, so let's go back to sharing my screen now. This is my actual Canva account. If you'll look over here, you'll see you've got your home. I've got my projects, things that are shared with me, teams, my brand kit. So Kathy, you asked about brand kit. When you click on brand kit, and again, you have to have Canva Pro to be able to do this. You'll see a little, this little icon up here, add a brand kit. When you click on add a brand kit, you name the brand kit, and then it'll allow you to add your colors and your fonts. So these are all the logos that I have for my different businesses, our different programs and products. We have logos for, and then you'll see the different brand fonts. So that way you're not having to go pick, okay, what is the hex code by this? And if you don't know what a hex code is, a hex code is just the code of a color. Okay, so know what your hex codes are for your brand fonts and or your brand colors. If you don't know them, decide what they're going to be. So again, with our 3 different brands, we have these 3 different colors. And then of course, different fonts that we can use inside of our brand. So each brand will have different, you can reorder them. Each brand is going to have different fonts. So you can see the fonts I've uploaded because I have different brand fonts. I needed to upload them. And then the styles that we have. So that is what your brand kit looks like. And that is where you upload it. So hopefully that is helpful. So I'm going to go back to home now. And we are going to create together a presentation, because presentations, that's what we're doing today. We're doing presentations today. So all you do is click presentations. And then a blank presentation comes up. Now, I think that one of the very, very best things about Canva is that you've got tons of templates. So you're not having to create things. It's also so much easier than PowerPoint, because PowerPoint has like the weird like Word document stuff where it'll like freeze a box and you can't move things around as easily. Canva is just very simply click and drag. So I'll get over and show you this. So you have all of these amazing, amazing templates that you can do. So let's say we're just going to pick a simple presentation. So let's pick this presentation. Okay. And if you want to apply all 15 pages, that way it'll give you different ideas for different slides. So different slides are going to have different pieces of information on it. Okay. So you've got your presentation. Now, because I have my brand kit loaded, I want to be crystal clear that my brand fonts are very, very consistent. So watch this. I'm clicking on the font and the fonts are going to come up. I want to click here because I need my brand fonts here. So let's say, Poppins Extra Bold is my brand font that I want to use for all the headlines here. So I click Poppins Extra Bold. Then I want to change it on every slide because I'm using a template. All you do is go down here to change all, and it changed every single heading to my font, okay? And then let's say I want to use my body copy font. So I go over here. My body copy font is Poppins Medium. I click that. I can go to change all. And then let's say I want to use my brand colors. You can do the same thing. So you click on your heading, you click on the color icon right here. And again, see all of my brand kits pull up right here. So I'm not choosing any kind of crazy colors or fonts. I know the only navy I'm going to use is this navy. And when you hover over it, you'll see that hex code there. So that hex code I use across all platforms. So when I send emails, it's in this hex code. When I send text messages, or it's in this hex code, okay? So not text messages, social media messages. I try to keep it in this hex code when I have the opportunity to create colors. So I click that navy and I click change all. And as you see, it changed everything throughout this piece, okay? So now I know that I've got my brand colors in here. I know I've got my brand fonts in here. And now I want to change some images because they've got, and again, Canva has a ton of stock images. So if you go over here to photos, you'll see that they have a ton of font images. So let's say you want to find some cool pictures of kids in preschool. So you put preschool children in the search bar and bam, up pops cute picture of some kiddos, okay? But let's say you want it to be specific to your brand. Because I have folders created, I can go over here to, let's see, my Stretch and Grow brand. And we have specific brand pictures that we can add that are taken from our classes in our colors and our aesthetics. So all you do is drag it right into that frame. So you can drag it into the frame, or let's say I don't like this background here. Let's say I want a better background. You can also take an image, drag it, and boom, you can make that image your background instead. And let's say it's too dark and too busy. You can click right here on transparency, which I like to do a lot with my images because I like a light and airy aesthetic, and you just lighten that image up, okay? So those are some options as well. Let's say you wanted to add a slide. You can just go and click right here, and you can add a slide of your own. So maybe you don't want to use the specific images that this template has given you. You can change the template anytime, or you can go over here and you can add different elements. So when you click on the different elements, you'll see you can do lines and shapes. So let's say you wanted to do a box and you wanted to do a text box here. So you've got your box. And again, you click here and I want that box to come up in my blue color. A lot of times I even like to transparent or lighten up some of my brand colors. So I'll take that down to 50%. There's a box there. You can go in and let's say I want to add a photo. I can add this photo of these kiddos here. And I can make that. And then let's say I want to, in my presentation, add some arrows. So I go back to elements. I can click on arrow. And let's say I want this arrow to move, right? If I click here, I can go to animated, apply filters, and now I get these really cool animated features. You know, and maybe I'm pointing out how to encourage play in children. And so I'm going to be doing a training with my team on how to encourage play with children. And I can use this arrow to emphasize while I'm talking what's happening inside of this. So you can use elements in that way. When you can also add frames. So let's say I want this picture to be a circle. I can add a circle, and then I can go right back to the photos and I can drag that photo and then bam, it's a circle. So lots of different ways that you can do this to keep things on brand. I want to show you one other option here. I want to show you live the sizing, because resizing is something that's really big. And guys, if you have questions, please drop them in the chat because I'm happy to answer them. I'd mentioned making a Facebook post. Let's say you want to create a Facebook post. Okay. So you go to create a Facebook post. Again, super easy to use Canva templates. And I also have bought different templates to use just because I think they're cool. And I like for things to be unique and I don't want things to be cookie cutter sometimes. So let's say I want to create a presentation, or not a presentation, sorry. I want to make a Facebook thing. So this is already sized for Facebook. Again, you can go in, you can change your brand colors. You can change your brand fonts by just simply clicking, change the colors of the fonts. But then let's say I've got my Facebook post. I also want to post this to Instagram. If you click Canva Pro, you can go to resize and it will pull up the different ways that you can resize. So you can click right here. You can either make another copy and resize, or you can simply resize it and it'll take it to a different format. So, and then when you go to save, obviously you can't print, you can go to save, you can download. And once you download, it will take you into your own, you can download it, you can save it on a computer, you can save it to a cloud. So you have so many different options on how you are going to save, process, print, upload. You can do such a huge variety of things on Canva. So that has been 30 minutes. I hope you guys, a lot of you guys hang in here and I'm super impressed. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment. Maria says, do you create most of your own or do you have someone on your staff complete it for you? I do create most of my own. I have hired someone in the past to do it. And, sometimes they've been great. Sometimes they've not been great. I had a VA for a while that did help with things, but the majority of stuff I do create the majority of my stuff, but you can hire a VA. A lot of the people on my Stretch and Grow team. Now, my Stretch and Grow team does create a lot of content for Stretch and Grow. I create a lot of the stuff for my brand because, and I know that this is not a CEO mindset sometimes, but in order to give information to someone, you have to be really very clear on what is the content and what do you want them to create. So what I use a VA for right now, I have a VA who is helping me with manuals to modules. So we have a concierge service for some of our customers who want their manuals put into modules, but they don't have the time to do it. So we have a VA on our team that works with some of those clients to create their onboarding and to create their slide decks for them. So once we have templates and once we have everything laid out really clear, then it's easy. But if you're just doing like social media graphics and things like that, it's super simple to do on your own. You can also reorganize everything inside of your folders. You can repurpose so many pieces of content by just changing out a picture, and you saw how super easy that is for you to do. So I hope that was helpful. Yes, it is going to be, it is recorded and it's going to be living live inside of this. So if you have any other questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help you. And then part of what I teach in Stuck to Strategy Academy is helping you understand how to use Canva to convert your manuals to modules. That's a big piece of that. So again, we are opening the doors to that at the end of this month. I think April 25th is the first day that you're going to be able to register and enroll. I know Kathy Gray's on here. She is a former Stuck to Strategy alumni, and she brought along her whole team. She's got 5 centers. And so we really did a lot of process improvements in her centers, and they are running better. And they had prettier things, and they're more organized because of the things that she learned. And so anytime I learn a thing, I love to teach a thing. I will tell you, I'm not a Canva expert by any stretch of the imagination. I told you I'm scrappy, and that is just the way that I like to learn. And I learn by doing. And so I kind of self-taught myself in Canva, watched some videos, played around, and just learned some things. But I really want to encourage you. People are watching your brand. Your brand is out there. Your families are researching it, and your potential employers are researching it. So you want to make sure that your marketing is pretty. You want to make sure that when someone sees your graphics on social media, they're going to know it is your center, it is your school. And if you're watching and you don't have a school, let's say you're a trainer like me, or you have some sort of other service that you're offering to your customers, and you've got like a business to business aesthetic that you're trying to create. You want to make sure that it's clear and concise. When people see you, they want to know, like, and trust you. And when you have consistent branding, it truly does matter. So I hope that has been so helpful for you guys. I hope that you can use Canva. Again, go grab if you don't have it, go grab a trial of that Canva Pro for 30 days and just try it. You don't have to have it. And if you are a nonprofit, make sure you apply to get it for free. So that is your Tipsy Tuesday for the day. And I would love for you guys to create a few things and share them. I just think that's super fun to see what my students do. So everyone have a beautiful day, and we'll chat soon.